All right. Welcome back to the observatory again.
Its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
Partner in Disco Elysium is very good.
Itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Anything in here? It's a radio.
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here, and that means there's a caller out there.
Whoa! Oh no! Oh god!
It really matters to me. Caller, you're on the air.
Not going well for you, Eddie. There's a manuscript page in here somewhere.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the American Nightmare.
This is an American Nightmare.
The drive-in was charged, almost unreal.
Oh, that's
Despite that,
just that.
when Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her.
Dr.
was too
Lady
fascinating.
way too into space.
Spice!
Thank you, Tim Curry. Alright. Let's get us an imaging array. Let's not get flashbanged by the darkness. We were trying to come up with names for the darkness flashbang last stream.
The darkness flashbang?
Yeah. Because there's an enemy type that just has a flashbang, but instead of light, it makes darkness happen.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and
There are other places where
always in
reality
flux.
brushes against,
In
or
its
another
depths, there are
reality
vast
brushes
forces
against
and alien energies.
the Alan Wake
They're
reality.
dangerous.
He
In one of these
says,
places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
can shape reality, perhaps using some kind of object. Whoop.
The darkness rose from the depths
Darkness.
of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage.
The darkness, the thing where you get 4 arms and you shoot guns at
Darkness.
all your...
I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in
Should I play the
dark
darkness?
Cauldron Lake.
I don't know. I haven't played the Darkness, so I don't know. Can't
Played
answer that.
I played a little bit of the Darkness 2, and it was alright, but the Darkness 1 is backwards compatible now. And I have it because there are a lot of those backwards compatible games that are like $3 here, and I was like, what the heck? It's $3.
What else are you gonna do with $3?
Exactly. Collect 3 of them and then spend it on horrifying Cowboy Bebop Funko Pops.
I would recommend against that.
I agree with you.
Oh, my cable isn't long enough for me to go on the couch and play my PS4. God, I need to get back to trucking.
I played some more trucking today, and I finished episode 5.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say I'm slightly ahead of you.
Yeah.
I really like making roads, so that kind of stopped all forward progress for a while before I was like, okay, there.
I spent a lot of time in episode 3.
Yes.
A lot, and then 4 and 5 kind of went bam, bam.
Yep.
And yeah, I went before I progressed.
Stories
I think I got into
come naturally to
4
us.
pretty
We
quickly.
can't help it. There are
Uh,
many different worlds,
which was
many
fucking-
competing realities
yeah.
within
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Episode
Episode 4
man.
television
is really good.
remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply
I mean, I
of
knew
fictional
something like
concepts more
that.
familiar
Like I
to
knew that
us
was
than
happening
anything
before. I guess I
we
just
will
wasn't
read.
expecting it.
We've a
and
far
then,
greater connection
yeah,
to the
when
fictional
that shit-
characters we know
yeah.
and love than the random people we
Mads
pass on the
Mikkelsen is
street.
my favorite thing
Our
in
destinies
that
and
game.
inspirations are shaped
He's
by
good.
lies, myths,
Just everything
and
with him,
vows.
I fucking love.
I definitely agree with some of like he's definitely the actor who is most down for all the nonsense.
Yeah, he's having fun with it so much. It's great. Just did you get the I assume you probably have
Taken
seen
may
the
well be the truth
Christmas.
the darkness
Yes.
favors over
Yes.
any other. At some point, they used to be human.
Oh, I
but
laughed
those
so
humans
fucking
are
hard.
long gone.
It's
Now
real
they're
good.
shells covered and
So
filled by
ridiculous.
darkness. The Taken Mr. Falls to me are more grotesque and
ho,
varied
ho,
than the
ho.
ones I first encountered.
Hello,
in
baby.
Night Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying
Merry
if I
Christmas,
said they
baby.
don't frighten me. But
Ho,
I've
ho,
survived
ho.
worse.
And he pulls out a gun.
I
It's
can't
like, what?
let them stop me.
That's what's going on here.
Have you heard about the thing that happens on your birthday?
No, I know there is a thing that happens on your birthday. I don't know
Okay.
what it is, so I will.
You'll play on your birthday. No.
I'll play on my birthday, and I'll find out. Or whenever I get around to actually finishing the game, which, God, that game is long, and
Yeah, it is.
especially the way I'm playing it,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of okay with because I didn't think I'd enjoy building infrastructure,
Yeah.
but hey, I like building infrastructure.
I like these FMV videos of Mr. Scratch.
I know what you're thinking.
Hell yeah, you do.
Evil twin,
Who the fuck doesn't?
supernatural powers.
That's a great question.
Most of the time, I just like to keep things basic.
Ugh.
I want you to understand that.
It's like the trailer for this game or something that had it was just him like in front of a projector.
I think so.
Oh, the Remedy Offices thing.
Yeah,
Batteries.
Well,
Yeah, I
there-
believe that was a trailer.
where you like command Sam Lake to type or something.
Classic.
yep.
Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim
Yeah,
suffers
Mr. Scratch is
this,
pretty great.
you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but
He's describing his favorite types of weapons.
Now this is more like it.
Big fan of the hatchet.
You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody.
You want traction when you're wrist deep in
The
someone.
blade stiff
That's what she said.
open by accident in your
Ugh.
pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me.
So how are you liking the Death Stranding, Rob?
Quite a
I know what
bit.
you're thinking. It's too big.
Quite a bit. I did
Sometimes
not
you
think
just
I'd
need the
enjoy
extra oomph.
The walking,
If you're talking
the
intimidation,
walking
the
and
delivering,
the infrastructure. I like trucking,
also
goddammit.
great for dismembering
you like
and
building
whatnot.
roads and then
I put
driving
my
on those
I put
roads.
yes, I like building
Unless
those
you're
roads and
Johnson.
driving on those roads in my truck, and I load up that truck and I put my truck hat on and I
can't
go
tell you how many
trucking.
things I've MacGyvered with this stuff.
As soon as I got a truck in that game, I was like, yeah, we eastbound
This is
down.
the way.
Okay.
Load it up and truck it.
guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet?
It looked interesting, but it's also one of those things where I feel like I don't need to play that game to get what I wanted out of it. So I
Sure.
just passed on Death Stranding
Can't
myself.
Alright.
worthless
I'm
assets.
glad so many people are enjoying it, as weird as it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, that game is really long, and I've just got too much other shit I really
Oh, yeah.
need to finish before the end of the year.
oh yeah, like
I gotta get through
I have no
Disco Elysium if
concept.
it kills me.
Yeah, I have no concept, and I don't really want to know how far I'm in as far as like progress,
Like
like
how much is
halfway
left.
or something. I don't know how much is left really. It feels like I might be at the close to the halfway mark or something, but like it's like 45 hours I've spent in the game so far, and that's not even like quite doing everything.
Like, that is a game that I wouldn't want to play in a rush. I would want to just take my time.
No,
with
no,
it.
you definitely want to take.
And
your
I feel
time
like
with
this
it and
close
not
to the
feel
end of the year,
rushed.
especially, I would have to rush to
No,
finish that. It's
You don't
just-
want to feel rushed in that game. That would be the worst because it would just ruin your experience because you just want
Yeah.
to like.
It's
And that's
travel.
why I can
You just wanna
definitely
travel.
see why it would review poorly.
Is people trying to finish it
It's people
fast?
just trying to fucking finish it the fast way, and it's like that's not really a game. It's not meant
Because they
to
just
be
want to
that
get
kind
the
of
review
game.
out first. If you're not
Yeah.
the first person to review it, what's the
There's
point?
no point. I mean, you gotta get those clicks.
Yeah.
You gotta get those. You gotta be the first. You gotta put
It's
that
okay,
up.
you can just get those clicks by giving it like a 2.
It's going to print on Monday. We need to have this review.
Mhm.
Gotta put it in the convenience store so that the kids can see the review on the EGM.
If you don't have speed, you gotta go with controversy.
If you have the time,
Yeah.
I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things.
Um,
All of this is very strange to me.
But yeah, that game looks pretty good. I'm glad Kojima just got unlimited money to spend
it is the most
so
holy
much money.
fuck. It is the
I can't even
most-
imagine how much money.
I can't. It looks so fucking good.
Everything about it looks really, really, really impressive. And
It's-
also,
and this
just
isn't
is
like,
there a single person in that game who is not famous?
yeah, and it's just
Celebrity
like,
or something.
oh god, I met Conan O'Brien.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I seem to remember having.
I,
Did you get
I knew
that?
he was in the game. I just didn't know the context in which he shows up, and it's fucking great.
We're caught in a time loop.
Insane. How could that be?
Yeah, it was just like
I can't really
that game
explain it.
looks
I
so
suppose
expensive, and
call it
there's
magic.
there's
I
points,
don't believe
especially with some of the like the
Neither
Mads
do I.
Mikkelsen cutscenes that you
Can't
get
argue with what I've experienced.
of the the BB's memories.
What matters now is the signal.
That
BB, very
I
important terminology.
BB, yes, I actually like
Whether you believe me or
like
not, you
not
wanna
a
live this
fucking
as much as I do, right?
like I actually kind of forgot like it was a video game
All right.
because I was just like I'm just looking at Mads
Realize that
Mikkelsen.
you have
It looks
Yeah.
like him, and it's like
That's an understatement.
the uncanny valley
Can't
isn't
deny
there.
what you say resonates
Yeah, no, it's
with
like
me
it's
on
close
some
enough
level,
to him
but
to
I
just
It
look
actually
like him.
Goes over the edge, like it goes.
Well, it's
it
like the
dips out of the
Yakuza faces
uncanny
thing.
valley.
It's not just
Yeah.
you.
It's like it goes.
The
it-
Yakuza
it's
faces
risen
don't
out
hit
of-
Uncanny Valley.
Doesn't that prove
Because
No.
they just look like people.
Maybe.
Yeah, like that's
On
what
the
that's where
other
Death
hand,
Stranding
given
is,
your
where it's just like it's
appearance
out,
and the fact that
it
you tried
dipped
to
out of the
convince me
uncanny
that
valley.
I'm
It's fucking
insane,
crazy.
perhaps you're merely a hallucination that
It's
accompanies
good.
my delusions.
Yeah,
You're
and
not
it's
having
also
such
weird, and you
confidence
just
in
have
it.
Kojima just put an entire low rural album on the fucking game,
Completely understands the
Yeah.
reluctance
basically.
behind me.
There are people who are so
He
deep
did
in
that,
their
and then he
subconscious
also
that they
rated
retroactively
some like old
manufacture
school
memories and
Egyptian
beliefs
mythology
that conform
books.
to the situation.
Oh,
yeah,
did he?
Yeah, he did.
Sure.
Oh my god, this is the.
And I
oh.
haven't heard someone drop in those terms since I was in like elementary school reading about Egyptian afterlife.
Did you know what chiral means?
Yeah,
Chiral means hands.
it does.
Yeah.
That's why whenever
is the-
those
it is the-
things die,
a
they
lot
turn
of
into
the-
hand shape.
I like the story a lot, like the weirdness of it. I enjoy
Uh-huh.
the tone it's going for. I like Mads Mikkelsen in particular a lot.
Mads Mikkelsen is great.
Mads
He's
Mikkelsen is
fantastic.
definitely,
I love-
Yeah.
I
Definitely
mean, I
the
love him in
best.
everything I've seen him in.
Yeah.
But yeah, in
I
this,
like pretty much all of the celebrity cast. Hartman,
oh,
is
all of them
fantastic.
are interesting, and great.
Like Hartman's fantastic.
Um,
Deadman's great. Die Hardman's okay.
I like
It's
Mama
okay,
a lot
good.
actually.
Die Hardman is so good.
Mama is more. Yeah, Mama. I was like, I didn't. You don't quite like later on. You start to learn more about her and shit. And when that happened, I was like, oh, okay. Like, there's some weird shit with her.
Honestly,
Surprise.
Part of me is even
But-
surprised that you get like a backstory on those characters. I kind of just expected them to be a team of weirdos around the main story.
No, it's really.
I was surprised at how much they actually get involved in things. and
Yeah,
actually
it's
learn.
really. It's pretty much almost entirely focused on them right now. Like, there's not real a plot per se. It's just like the plot is
Go
just go
west.
here.
Go
Go
west,
west,
young
West
man.
Coast.
Punch Troy Baker in the dick.
And you know,
Goddamn,
Troy,
I'm
Troy
good.
Baker is such a fucker. Holy shit.
Yeah, he is.
That guy.
That guy is such a fucker.
But he's got such a charming accent.
Yeah, I don't want to start talking. I don't know.
Yeah,
Save
no,
this for the game of the year thing, but like, I don't know.
no, it's good.
But
It's a shame it came out the same year as Disco Elysium because it stands no chance. But you
the
know,
same Disco Elysium came at the same time as Death Stranding, because I'd love to play both of them and talk about them and rank them
And
Yeah.
control.
for year end. And Control. Control, I'm prioritizing over
like,
Disco Elysium.
yeah, no, Control
But,
and Control is a game I think. Like that's another one of those ones. It's like I need to finish that, and I'm like halfway through it, so I can finish that no problem because it's not a long game.
Yeah.
But,
Control
like,
is something I'm gonna wait for. I mean, it's probably not gonna be cheaper than what it is right now.
yeah.
It goes on
But,
pretty decent sales pretty often.
Now, I assume
Well,
around Christmas it'll be on sale, and
yeah.
I'm not sure what people have gotten me for Christmas that I'm like I might just wait on that till Christmas
Hmm.
and then pick it up digitally.
I highly recommend spoilers for my own list. It's probably going to be at the top of it.
Yeah, the way you guys have been talking about it, I'm not surprised.
I really like Control. I think it is the best Remedy game since Max Payne's. I feel like it's the most complete game they've made.
Yeah,
Like I was talking
That's
to
great to
JP and I
hear.
said I think it feels like one of the games from them I played it. It's like they did not run out of time, they did not run out of money, they didn't have to cut any corners. Like this
Right.
is it is done. This is the game they wanted to make and they made it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
feels
They haven't
complete.
done that since Max Payne 2, really.
After my
Man, Max Payne 2 was so good.
I was dead.
It's so good.
Fucking
This
good.
was
Do
the-
you understand now
I do.
Alice has moved.
how
I
fucking
couldn't-
good
I
Max Payne 2
forgot.
is?
I forgot that you hadn't played the Max Paynes and it's like holy shit, TFB.
Time to strange things here.
One's fantastic. One's
It
like
is.
Yeah.
wonderful, but like 2
2 is on another
Two
level.
is on a like just the writing and dialogue in 2 is like it's fucking poetry.
It's amazing.
There's not a bad part in it. It's great.
Yeah.
Ah,
Control is much closer to the Alan Wake side than the Max Payne side as far
Oh,
as
I
just,
figured.
like. But yeah, like man, Control is so good. Just I love
the things
damn
that
near
I've
everything about
gathered
it.
from Control already, I'm just like I'm truly trying to like hide. Like I don't want to know stuff. And people,
Yeah.
people mention oh, there's one little bit. And I'm like
I don't want
to
to drop information about
because I feel like a
Control,
lot
I'm
of the
just
fun of that
saying.
game is just running into something that's like oh
Weird, interesting shit, and just being
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And just stylistically, and the look of
Yeah.
it, and
yeah, a lot of the
man,
visuals are strong and just people comparing it to like Twin Peaks and then X Files, and I'm like
just fucking opening
What
a
I-
door and just like
what I want.
blinding red light pouring out. It's just like holy fuck. Like that game has a lot of the most striking visuals I've seen in the game in a long time.
Here is evil.
It and Death Stranding, I think, do really good jobs of that.
Yeah, Death Stranding has a lot of just like
Or at
Death,
least...
Death Stranding is more like it's like Death Stranding is the I think prime candidate for like best graphics, technical or realistic or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it
makes
like
sense.
it looks photorealistic at points, like just the way the grass and rock textures look at some points, and like the intro sort of cutscene thing when I first booted up, I'm like, oh, this isn't like there's no way this is game like this is all pre-rendered, like still like high-res backgrounds. But
Yeah.
this actually looks way too fucking good. And then I see him going across it on the bike, and I'm like, the fuck. And then it pulls behind you, and you're playing, and it's like the fuck. Like I know I'd seen footage of this game before, for some reason it just didn't quite playing it is like a little bit different.
It's another thing. Just to see it in
But
motion and
I
have it
just-
respond to you.
It's been a
in real
while
time.
since I've kind of been like stunned by a game,
Like
graphically.
wowed by sheer graphical power.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, Control is less the graphical like, oh, it looks real, and more of just like,
art direction and like
yes,
Yeah.
like man lighting in that game is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just visual design of areas of things. And also, man, prodigious use of FMV.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Amazing, amazing
definitely gonna
use
try
of
to get-
FMV.
through that.
And also,
Never
Hideo
talk.
Kojima's in that game, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And Sam Lake's in Death Stranding.
They patched the frame rate, yes?
Yes.
On PS4?
There was a patch. I've played it on base PS4, and
Yeah.
while there are, I've run into a few areas where it's like, okay, shit popped off and things got dicey frame rate wise,
Mm.
but it's not like, well, again, I have a higher tolerance for bad frame rates than a lot of people do, as I've learned.
You
But
played
it has not
Drakengard.
been like, it has not been game ending. It has not been like, oh, I died because the frame rate died. It's mostly just been like, I'm running from something, and it's like, oh, the frame rate is not handling this firefight well. And then usually it's like, hey, the physics died down a little bit, and now the fight is back on.
Mm.
It's not
Yeah, I,
been
mean,
a
I
huge
have a pretty good
problem.
tolerance for shitty frame rates. If I enjoy
Especially when everything else about the game
You
is so
played
strong.
Nier.
I played Nier.
I played Bayonetta on the PS3. for the
I
first
played
time,
Bayonetta.
so-
I put about 70 or 80 hours into Bayonetta on the PS3. So,
Like, I played the bad
It's
version of Bayonetta
fine.
1. I know how it goes.
I played Shadow of the Colossus on PS2 quite a bit. I can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
I was
it's
looking at
worth
like
it.
sort of the PC specs, and I'm like, mine is not going to be good enough. I think.
Oh, yeah. No,
do
my
that.
PC would
So-
my PC would fucking die, so it's I didn't even look at that.
Oh.
Most of the things coming out these days, it's like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna look to see if it will run on my PC because I'm just gonna assume no. One day I will finally break down and buy just a fucking supercharged PC again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not for a
I'm
while.
getting as much lifespan as I can.
Yeah.
My PC is like probably 10 years old at this point. Well, not like 8 or 9. I just like threw in a bunch of RAM and like an SSD and a new graphics card like 2 years ago, and that's been doing me pretty well. I can run Witcher 3 at 60 frames per second, so
Nice.
that's pretty good. And that game's gorgeous, so.
Yeah, how's think you're gonna be able to run Cyberpunk?
Probably fucking not.
Oh, I don't even want to know what the requirements for that are gonna be.
I don't know. I think I did.
The requirements for Cyberpunk is I'm gonna put it in my Xbox One X and or next
And that will
Xbox,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine.
Hopefully.
Hey guys, though, why would you do that when you can play it on Google Stadia? Crickets. That's
Yep.
exactly.
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things
Fuck.
like physics and
Oh, have you guys
probability,
been paying attention to that
natural
Stadia
laws,
Works
which is
Twitter
presumably
account?
neutral
No.
to
I have not
or some
lately.
kind of an
Oh, it's good.
intelligence. If it's the latter, that
I
intelligence
saw like
is
one
also
thing
based
from
on
it, and that was
some
enough.
criteria. If
I'm
you
pretty sure it's
suffer as a
legit.
result of those choices,
Like, I think
there's
it's
a moral
actually
or
someone.
ethical element involved,
That's
regardless of
alarming.
whether we're aware of its
Yeah.
manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be angry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Another printout. Another
Like, I don't know. I buy a lot of my games digitally,
The message is
now,
still not
but even so, I feel like that's
But it's
like I still feel like I have some amount of ownership
He has
over that.
fought against his
I
adversary.
Like,
mean,
I could throw that on a hard drive and just plug
Yeah.
it in and then play
In
it.
the right
Yeah.
hands,
Whereas
he will
like
hold back the darkness.
it's like the fucking was it like one of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 I think on the PS3 that they took down. You could
Yeah.
never fucking get that again.
Yeah.
You can't buy it. You can re-download it if you have it.
Yeah, exactly. If you already have it, but if they could probably find a way to not like
The-
PT.
Time
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
drive-in.
I
It did
love
not
these
work.
films.
At least that had the benefit of it was already
Hopes to
free.
avoid that
Yeah.
this time.
I feel like that's the cutoff, is the fact that people had paid for Marvel vs. Capcom already. It's like, okay, kind of have to let people be able to get this again. With PT,
Yeah.
it's like, whatever, it was free in the first place. We have no obligation to provide this.
Can I talk about how much I love the film festival names? I really want to see Samurai vs. Conquistador 2, The Return of Conquistador.
Mexican handoff.
Yeah.
Just desserts, Cannibal's Tale. Great.
But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on.
Oh, god dang it.
To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's.
But yeah, for the record, I'm on day 2 of what appears to be like a week-long story in Disco Elysium, and that game is fan-fucking-tastic.
Everything I've
But
heard.
also, I don't blame anyone for not wanting to get into it, because it's taken me a while to get as far as I did.
Yeah.
I will say it is strong from the word go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I do wanna. I definitely wanna play it, but like I'm in.
It's probably
I'm
not
in the
gonna be
middle of
this
Death
year.
Stranding.
There's a lot.
I'm like, I don't know how far I'm into Red Dead 2, but I've already made some progress in that. And then I get the Witcher 3 DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk about how much I love the fact that there is a skill called Inland Empire?
That-
Yeah.
I know you like that.
Yeah.
That skill is useful. It's helped me out a lot so far, actually.
Little wifey, waiting at home for hubby.
My favorite skill so far has been probably Half-Light.
Or the neighbor.
Just the horrible fight-or-flight response that has let me pull off some absolute bullshit in dire
So it's
circumstances.
like your stats are like your party, and they're
Yeah,
like,
that's how Pat described it. Is you have like 24 party members,
and they're
and they
saying
are the
shit to
different
you.
parts, and they are the different parts of your personality as dictated by your stats.
Fucking good idea.
So it's like an example I had when I was talking to TFP is like I talked to a character who was like a fucking mountain of muscle who was like, "You're not getting through here," and I was like, "Okay, but I got to get to the other side." And one of my options was to just fucking punch him, just sucker punch this guy. But my my stat for like basically just intelligence and observation was too high. So looking at the guy, I could tell he would kick my ass, and that made me hesitate and gave me a lower chance to actually win the fight. Like I was too smart to fight at my best because I knew he was going to kick my ass. It's like, no, there's no realistic way I can win this fight.
Huh.
But like, if a dumber character would have a better chance entirely because they did not realize how outmatched they were.
That is great.
Like, having your stats too high can bite you in the ass. And I love that. That is such a good concept. Of like, no, having a really high stat in one area will make you very good at a thing,
Like you're
but it
too
will also
aware.
make you will over specialize. It will fuck you up in other situations.
Nice.
Like Half-Light is like my fight or flight response, and sometimes it just wants me to like verbally berate people that are just like, I'm just talking to this person, I'm asking them questions, and they're giving me all the information they have, but it's like, no, they're not telling you something. You need to fucking like physically assault this person for info. Make them cry. If they're not crying, how can you be sure you've gotten everything out of them? It's interesting. It is crazy well written.
Whoa!
And I just actually recently got to I would want to call it the reveal of what the actual plot conflict is, and it is much more interesting than I thought it was going to be at first. Like, that game has gotten better pretty much every conversation I've had with someone has made that game better. It's strong. It's very strong.
Does it have a high
Electrochemistry.
Yes.
It's got a very high electrochemistry. Also, yes, I got literally the sorriest cop on Earth achievement. I've apologized so many times. I also got the world's most laughable centrist. Because I have defended the political center 7 times.
Laughable centrist.
Yes.
I have changed. I know who I am.
There is. So, do you know anything about the? You know about the stats essentially. Do you know anything about thoughts?
No.
So, man, I don't even know how to describe this system. It's like, okay.
But I have learned to let go.
So it's kind of like feats or something in Fallout,
I know that without
where it's
having
like
what's within, I
additional
become my
bonuses
own
based
worst
on
enemy.
your stats
Now
and based
let's
on
start
decisions you
with
made in the game,
And with that, I'm
but
strong.
they are actually like parts of your personality that you are like thinking about. So it's, oh God, TFP, help me out. How do you describe this system?
So like the tutorial one they give you is like you start thinking of a specific song, I think. And when you're thinking about the song, then you get a bonus to like your not charisma, but like your I'm not thinking about the song, so I have a very low of whatever stat I'm trying to think of, like coming up with good words for whatever. I believe is how that works.
I don't remember the one you're talking about.
The song
So
that
I'm
you
trying to
talk
think of one
about
that I
with the
got
lady.
recently. Oh, I thought of a good one. Oh, right, yeah, because I never got that one because I never actually found out what song I was singing. We talked to the lady and found out the name of the song.
Okay.
So I never found out what song I was singing in my
Whoa.
fucking drunken stupor. So I never got that one. So the one I got was essentially because the game starts. Do you know anything about how the game starts?
You're like an amnesiac cop, or you're like blackout
wake
drunk or
up-
something.
You wake up in your underwear in a hotel room, surrounded by your own piss-stained clothing, because you've been on like a 3-day-long drug and alcohol bender so intense that you literally don't remember anything about your life or the world you live in. And then your partner shows up and is like, "Hey, are you ready to investigate this murder?" And you're like, "What?" And the rest of the game is you trying to navigate this situation with literally no knowledge of who or what you are.
Great.
So, one of the ones I got was like, okay, someone mentioned going home, and I had the thought of like, wait, am I homeless? And I basically had two options. I could either try to remember where I lived, or I could focus on the thought of hobo cop. So I decided to focus on where I lived, but the basic idea is, so that gives me a bunch of bonuses once I finish it, but there's like a 4.5-hour research time for this feat. And during the time that I am researching it, I lose 2 like logic because I am busy trying to remember where I live or anything about my life. So it's like feats if you had to actively research them as the game went on, and they give you different bonuses and penalties both for the active process of researching and when they finish give you different things. Like, later on, I kept throwing up while trying to investigate a dead body. So, my partner told me that I had to get my shit together, which let me focus on the thought of volumetric shit compression. No, volumetric shit compression.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Which
yeah,
gave me
yeah.
a boost to my endurance once I finished it and allowed me to retry that check with a higher success rate because I had compressed my shit to unimaginable levels. My shit was together. And then I still fucked up and still threw up. And I was like, but my dialogue option was just like, but I had my shit together. And my partner was just like, yeah, sometimes it's just not enough.
Fuck.
That's true in life.
It's strong. I had an argument with a 12-year-old, and I fucking sucker punched him in the jaw because he was on speed and kept shouting that I was about to sexually assault him.
I tried to sucker punch the child and I missed and lost a hit point of damage.
After I punched the child, he respected me, so it was easier to talk to him. And he was like, yeah, no, I get you now. You're like my dad. And then he gave me a side
damn
quest.
it.
He gave me a side quest to go kill his father and acquire speed for him.
I can't do. You gotta stop. I don't want to start a 100-hour game. Another one.
I'm just telling you how good Disco Elysium is. Your partner, Kim Kitsuragi, is the coolest motherfucker alive. He's got a fucking orange bomber jacket and a souped-up, high-powered cop car. and is just the most professional motherfucker you've ever seen. I got to the end of my first day, and we were having a debriefing, and he just lit up a cigarette on the balcony and was standing there, and one of my dialogue options was just, "How did you become so cool, Kim?"
Is he cool?
He's very
He's cool.
He's cool.
He has your back to an absurd degree, considering that when he gets there, he's never met you, and you are just a fucking drunken slobbering wreck.
Okay. Oh, that I was gonna say, like, cause how, like, okay, he's never met you, and
It's like you were both assigned to this case by. It's like the case happened in an area where there are two different police precincts jurisdictions
Oh, okay.
overlap.
yeah.
So it's like a dick measuring contest where both stations assigned a cop to the case.
Oh,
And
I
it's
see.
like you got there first because you were closer. So when he gets there, it's like, yeah, you've already been investigating this for like 3 days, right? And you're just like half naked and covered in bodily fluids, and everyone in the surrounding area hates you because you've been terrorizing them for days. And if you don't have your
Yeah.
badge or your gun, and I went and talked to someone in the cafeteria and found out that I'd been like basically burst in on dinner in the diner in the hotel and was just like threatening to shoot myself at the table. It's like, yeah, this was the last time we saw you with your gun. We don't know what you did with it after that.
Nice.
That game is bizarre, fantastic. I had a lengthy conversation with a dead body. It mostly just made fun of me for being fat and drunk. I'm currently on a quest to keep my character sober for as long as possible, but the problem is I have a really high electrochemistry stat, and it keeps trying to
So you're
convince
just
me
like-
to get high. It was trying to convince me to lick booze off a countertop.
But but isn't, like, apparently sometimes, like, getting high is a good option?
Oh no, like it can boost some of your stats, it just damages other ones.
Oh fuck! God damn it!
It's like it has lately, for the entirety of the second day, been trying to convince me that I need speed. It's been focusing on
You
different
need
drugs
speed.
as the game. Yeah, it's like no. And I found like a fucking witness that I had to interrogate, and in her bathroom in the fucking medical cabinet was these bottles that were just like prescription speed essentially. And my electrochemistry was just like, you could just take those right now. Nobody's looking. And my partner is like right there. And I had two different options. One to take them covertly, which would be a dice roll based on my interfacing stat. See if I could stealthily take speed directly in front of my partner, which was a low chance. And there was one to just like, no, just take the pill openly. Don't even try to hide it.
No.
I decided not to take the poor woman's speed before I interrogated her. 'Cause
Yeah.
I figured that would probably be bad for the interrogation.
Yeah,
For
maybe.
Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil
I
was more
fucking
than
went on a
sexual
side quest to investigate the
procrastinator
doomed
and
shopping
perfectionist.
district and uncover
She
the
often worked
curse
when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight
that
was
caused
especially
it's a
difficult.
curse of bankruptcy that caused all the local businesses to start collapsing.
So much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she'd completely mastered
There's like
everything yet.
multiple stats based entirely around supernatural things that I don't think actually exist in universe, but my character is convinced they do because I have boosted those stats. At one point, I had a conversation with myself and convinced myself that I'm secretly the murderer. But I'm keeping it hidden from my partner because he can't handle the truth. So, like, in universe, my character currently thinks he might have killed this guy. He might be the murderer he's
Dark
looking
place
for.
is utterly
But it's his
hostile
burden to
human
bear.
life. It eats at your mind. It wants you to succumb.
That game is so good. Like, just the shit I've done so far, I have no idea how many different ways all these different situations could go, but it feels just, like, blindingly open. It feels like there is nearly endless choice, which is crazy. I mean, it helps, like I said, that it's, like, all narrative, it's all dialogue. There's no actual combat. Like, combat is resolved via dice rolls and comparing stats. It's not like, here's a tactical map or anything, here's turns. It's just, if you pick an option to fight a guy, then it's like, yeah, here's the dice roll that determines whether or not you win that fight.
And sometimes you lose to an 11-year-old.
Yeah, sometimes you fucking throw out your hip trying to punch an 11-year-old in the face.
Hey, man.
And then that 11-year-old does not respect you.
But I defeated Measurehead. the fucking 8-foot tall racist who tattooed the fucking phrenology markings all over his skull to prove his racial dominance.
Oh man.
He's so good. And by that I mean terrible.
I love.
So good. There's a bunch of fucking workers for the local union called the Hardy Boys. It's a gang of like 7 guys,
Yeah.
but Measurehead refers to them as the Hardy Manlets. He says they work together under the union, but they do it for like money, and he does it for, God, what was the term he used? Racial heroism? It's just like, oh, this guy is a problem.
That's gonna be a fucking yikes for me, bro.
But one of the options you have to get past him,
Just
there's like
agree.
multiple ways. Yeah, one of the ways to get past him is you can just agree with his, like, accept his racial theory. And when you try, your partner is just like, "Are you sure about this?" And you can just back out and go like, "All right, yeah, no, pretty sure there's another way to do this that doesn't involve racecraft." At which point, Measurehead immediately shoots back with "Everything is racecraft." It's like, God damn it.
The race war starts now.
No, in Measurehead's mind, the race war is already over.
Oh.
This is just the sad, slow epilogue.
Helter Skelter?
That man is fucking nuts.
I
That game is.
I really
something
like
else.
your partner's comments on racism.
Oh right, of just.
This
I
is-
asked him what he thought of that racist, and he was like, "You know, I'll think this racist is better than the last racist, but the next racist is going to be the really good one." And I just asked him how he knew there was going to be a next racist, and he goes, "There's always a next racist."
It's true.
It's true.
So doesn't it take place in a world that had like a failed communist revolution or something?
Yes.
That's
It takes place essentially in a world where the communist revolution happened and then was put down by an international coalition who came in afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Like, the revolution happened, and
So
then
now there's, like, an
like
installed
every other
government.
nation came in and set up a provisional government over the country
Oh.
to basically say, hey, since you guys were in the middle of a civil war and can't get your shit together, we'll just control everything.
That's interesting.
It is. Like, it's an interesting, like, everything about it, honestly, is fascinating.
Yeah, because for some reason I thought it was like just like modern day or something, or like some cyberpunk thing. but-
No, it's some crazy fucking fantasy world. There's all this other shit going on that I don't even know about. Like,
Huh.
there's this thing called the Pale, which appears to be just like a global Dark Souls fog that is making travel nearly impossible. Like, there's all kinds of weird shit going on that, again, I had no idea about until I just found a random character who mentioned it. And then my character, being an amnesiac, can be like, wait, what the fuck is that? But yeah, also, that game throws fucking dark. I mean, as evidenced by the fucking 12-year-old speed addict who wants me to go murder his dad so that he can become the main dealer. Which, I mean, I'm probably totally gonna go murder his dad, but, you know, not for the speed.
I mean,
Also, it does the Planescape Torment thing of you get 2 dialogue options that are exactly the same, but one of them just has lie in parentheses. And I love that.
that's a good joke.
Because there was one of them that was, whenever I was taking the mission from the kid to go kill his dad, and he was like, yeah, you can split the speed with me after you kill my dad. And one of them was talking to my partner, and he's like, what did you just agree to? And I was like, I'm gonna go and, you know, kill his dad, but just to get drugs away from a minor. And then there was that exact same thing, but it just said lie.
As an agent of
And then the one after that was just like, I'm a dirty cop and I need my fix.
full of terrible alien
Yeah.
intelligences.
It's like, I like that you could just admit to everything. It's like, no, fuck it. I want drugs.
He serves as one of them.
I need drugs,
I'm
Kim.
ready for them
That's how
to
this
try and
works.
stop him. But he'll do more. He'll take over my life. He already has my face. He already uses my name. He'll become Alan Wake.
It's
in every
bizarre.
way
I love it.
imaginable and corrupt everything.
One day you will play it,
Unless I
and
can
I think
stop
you
One
will
day
have a
I
good time with
One
it.
day I will play it. I just.
But
it's
probably not this year.
No, man.
And
like,
that's fine.
Yeah, fuck. I wish, because I would love to.
You'd
Yeah,
love to
it's
be a dirty
weird.
cop.
I would love to be a dirty cop. That's all I ever wanted.
I can be a dick and just send it to you on Steam right now.
But that'd be a waste. I'm not gonna get around to it.
Yeah, but it would just be sitting there tempting you.
I can't. No. Don't do that.
I'm
Don't
not.
do that to me.
No, you gotta save that money and send him Cowboy Bebop Funko Pops.
Fuck.
That's true. How much was that again?
$9?
Oh, wow, that's super cheap. I could totally send that to you. What's your address? Wait, no, what's the address of the place you're gonna have the wedding?
I'm not gonna give that either.
I did make a joke to DFP about we need to bring that when we crash your wedding. The GDP4A wedding crash. We just deliver a bunch of that and a bunch of Twin Peaks Funko Pops.
We're gonna tie up your best
Instead of
man, and
cans
so
hanging from the
when-
back of the car, it's fucking Funko Pops.
Wrapped and blast.
Oh man. That Cowboy Bebop Funko Pop thing killed me inside. Just a little, but like, ugh.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint
I
to
deliver
new
this pizza
reality.
so good.
All I have to do is survive long enough
Oh,
to use it.
yeah.
My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult.
I
These
was
pizzas may be
waiting
lost,
for in this game to
but
with the
one way
point
or
where you
another,
have to
I'll
deliver
send the
pizza.
parts I
And yeah,
really
guess
need
what? You have to
myself.
deliver pizza.
If I make it outside,
Apparently, you get
It
something
happens.
really cool for doing all those, but I don't know
Oh,
what it
okay.
is because I did one of them and was like, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, I did the first one, and then the second one came up, but it's a long fucking trip.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
second
if I
one, and
remember
was
right,
like,
it's-
holy shit.
Remember, that's kind of like one of the jokes is that the pizza deliveries are really annoying for no reason.
Yeah, like it's like a crazy
like,
long trip. And
why?
it's to the point where I was just like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just build a highway then. So I built a highway and delivered pizza.
Building an entire road.
Pizza's not gonna deliver itself.
If only. Give the pizza to the little robots. Make the robots deliver the pizza.
So many emails.
Alright, time to do this. We're gonna put in the access code. We're gonna enter this building.
Light knows that the time itself
We're gonna do
is
it. This is
about
the
to
end of
end.
Alan Wake's American
At least for
Nightmare.
him. He can feel the dead end rushing.
Is this already the third run through?
But there is
What are you talking
no
about?
time.
This is...
Incomplete.
We got it.
Oh yeah, no.
He has the weapon.
This'll do it.
I don't have the whole thing, but maybe it's enough.
I'm just gonna give you a suspicious look.
Why would you give me a suspicious look?
Oh man. So been up to anything aside from the Death Stranding? Or has that been what you've been focused on?
That's been my life outside of work, honestly. Yeah, pretty much just that.
Oh
It's
no!
it's a big fucking long game.
Yeah.
Oh god!
I was
wanna
doing a
get
lot of
through it.
that, and then a lot of Disco Elysium, and then a lot of Pokemon.
Shoot, aren't you? You up to?
Oh yeah, I fucked around with Terry in Smash.
Yeah!
That's
Oh
great.
yeah, I loaded up
That-
Smash, and I didn't even bother playing as Terry.
Man,
great.
Rob,
I love Terry.
you gotta
What?
go and do the Resident Evil Spirit fights.
Okay. Are they available still?
I think so.
Okay. How would I find?
They're just in the
Those.
Spirit board.
Oh, okay. They're not some random event or whatever. Or...
Well, they are, but
If I-
they're just in the Spirit board.
Oh, okay.
And you can hit like the replenish all the spirits to just fight all of them one after the other. They are so
Gotcha.
good. The Leon Spirit fight cracked me the fuck up.
Endures. Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail
As did
falls into
the
place. Now the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
I don't know. They're all really good. Wesker one's maybe the weakest, but even still.
Oh. See, I imagine that's Fox.
No. Leon is Fox, actually.
Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Wesker would be Fox.
Wesker's Captain Falcon.
Okay, yeah, that was my kind of, yeah. I guess. See, I figured like Fox because of the dashes and shit, and the gun. Like Resident Evil 5.
You do. It is Resident Evil 5 Wesker, and you do fight him in a volcano.
Ah, okay.
Thor and Odin Anderson, old gods of
Um,
Asgard. I still don't quite know what to make of them.
And
I know
then,
they
Oh,
used to be
fuck,
rock
okay.
stars
and then
who
Jill
modeled their stage
is
personas after Norse gods. I know
We
they're
Fit
old.
Trainer in
I know that in
Ganondorf.
their day, they fought the darkness as I do. I know they're demented and insane.
And then
And
Chris
they just
is
self-abuse.
somebody in
But there's
Richter.
something powerful that took hold when
Snake
they were touched
Richter.
by the powers beyond. A thing that goes far beyond just stage names. Something godlike.
And like, I get that it's supposed to be RE6 Chris, so Richter is probably supposed to be Piers. But just in my head, I look at it and go, that's Chris and Rebecca.
Bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
I mean, hey, short brown hair, headband. It's basically Rebecca.
Oops. Nope, turn that on. Do I have the Kasabian scene? I do. Which means it's time to mute the stream for one last time.
Right.
Oh, is music? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta dodge those copyright claims.
Which sucks, because this is like a really cool thing.
Yeah. Man, streaming or like recording a playthrough of Death Stranding must fucking suck.
Probably.
Yeah,
Because
Wooly's
there's a
uploading
part-
his playthrough to YouTube. I don't know how that's going.
He just mutes the parts that have the songs.
That makes sense.
But there's just parts where just like they just play a song, the entire song while you're trekking, or
Yeah.
like walking over a hill or a mountain, and that's the song.
That said, man, I don't think Wooly's gonna fucking finish that game.
Well, no,
the way he
he's
was
got it.
talking.
What was the way he was talking?
He, at least on the podcast, and it sounds like he hates the gameplay basically.
Ah!
Like he hates managing the inventory and the weight limitation, like all the game. He hates the game.
I mean, just
Coming
get...
from the man who wanted attache case the game.
It's not really attaché case the game.
I know, but it is inventory management the game.
Kinda. I mean, you hit a button to stack it so that it's
Yeah.
optimal stack, but at the same time, I'm completely missing this thing that Guillermo del Toro was talking about.
You gotta listen to Dead Man. He knows stuff.
He's a nice guy.
No, he's not.
What?
What? He's fine. I like Dead Man. What's wrong with Dead Man?
But he's like, hey, let's use this fetus.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's a
Getting the
tool.
Andersons into the recording studio
It's a
was
bridge,
struggle.
not a baby.
But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were two old men,
Actually, I should
and they weren't.
reload
They were
because I
doddering
completely missed
bags
that.
of money, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
No.
Balance Slays the Demon gonna be big hit.
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Time to shoot these birdmen with my Alan Wake assault rifle. Hell yeah.
Powered by Energizer.
I was joking with making that last stream because I've literally never had to reload the flashlight thus far, this entire game.
Cleared out.
Not powered by Energizer.
Exactly.
Powered by something way better, apparently.
Emma wasn't sure exactly when the man arrived at the motel, but from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately.
Squeaky
It was
door.
infectious, spreading from one room to another. He was mercurial, almost as if he was flickering through the
Yeah, I
scene
feel like I've
trying
had
to
the
joke
time
you,
to get through
throwing in
Disco
something
Elysium from what I've
oozing
heard of
sex
it.
and violence and
Like,
excitement. She had never
It
seen
definitely
something
seems up your
He
alley,
looked
let's
at her
say.
and smiled.
I feel like
She
it'd be
felt
something
her
that like
heart flutter a little.
when we get to like
She
when we
knew
have
he
a
was the
Game of the
kind
Year
man
talk,
mothers
it'd be
warn their
something
daughters
that
about, but she told herself
me and
it
you,
didn't
Mega Man, would
matter.
be arguing hard for.
I mean, I played it. It's really good.
I'm not like I wouldn't argue for it for Game of the Year without without a lot more backup.
Yeah.
But like, it's good. Like, it's probably easily gonna be in my top 3 at least.
Yeah.
Like, it'll probably be number 2. It depends on how the rest of this playthrough goes, but it's fucking strong so far. Maybe the ending is gonna completely fall to shit or something, but I doubt it.
I mean, at least as of right now, I don't see it not being in the top 10.
Like, I would say it's one of the best RPGs I've played in years.
That's fair.
Plays the clown. That's a hard road to take.
He's a plucky little butterball.
But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business.
Oh, Vinny Gognitti, no.
Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that?
Drink my Timefall Porter.
That's not Monster Energy drink.
It's not.
You had to drink the Monster Energy drink.
It's just a beer. I'm just drinking beer.
Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass.
Oh, Mr. Scratch, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Drinking
Yeah.
beer, listening to Low Roar, and taking a piss. Then
How
use
it
that
should
piss and
be.
throw that at ghosts.
Can you just piss directly on the BTs?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Can you?
Yes.
Because I've peed near them.
You can 100% just point your dick at
But at
the...
that point, like, aren't you
Yeah, thanks for saving me
in the
again.
mode in which you
I
were
hate
getting
to die
fucked?
before I'm scheduled to be
Yes. Unless you can sneak up on them and then stealth pee on them.
Oh, okay.
Whip it out while not looking.
Yeah.
Might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
Oh,
But-
fucking ride with Norman Reedus. Oh, God.
Okay.
What do you think? Died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now.
Motorcycle nerd.
You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
This game's so fucking
It's not
weird.
your fault.
It's bizarre.
What did you
Like,
call
and not
them?
even the ways that you
Takers?
expect it to be weird.
I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
But yeah, this is like what I was gonna say earlier. So this is the story of this game is the definition of that clip of that dude going, "I know writers use subtlety and they're all cowards."
Yeah.
A little,
You seem calmer now.
just bit.
Like, thematically. It's so on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
It's just
Did
ridiculous.
you meet the old man, the elder?
Those herbal
The
supplements are
yes,
good.
Did
yeah.
you get his emails?
Yes.
I wanted to
Okay.
explain things to you now,
Yeah.
since you're calmer,
Oh,
but
what was in the Elder's emails? Tell me.
Oh fuck.
It's
Sound excited.
back in my day, we had a president of the United States who was
Oh,
all about
yeah, that one.
building
Who wanted to build a
walls.
wall?
Atoms on God's skin. or
Wanted to
something.
divide people.
You wanted to divide
somebody's
people.
imagination.
Wow.
And you know what? Yeah, I like.
He's
kinda
not
cringed at
wrong,
that.
About that.
but he's not wrong.
But-
Murder or anything.
Yeah, I kind of cringed at that, but then at the same time, I'm like, fucking Metal Gear has been like, or Metal like Kojima has constantly been having like modern like politics of some era be thrown into the game, so it's not that crazy. It just
Yeah,
feels
he
a
always
little out of
comments on
place.
politics.
Yeah, like there's a fucking cutscene in MGS3 where it's like Lyndon Johnson and fucking Khrushchev talking.
There's a cutscene in MGS2 where the president runs up on someone and grabs him in the crotch.
Yeah,
Literally grabs them by the
President
pussy.
Johnson. He does. President Johnson was way ahead. But yeah, it's just I kind of didn't expect it in this game.
Yeah,
But then
I
I
mean,
didn't
it makes
also- I
sense
didn't-
considering the whole
I didn't
theme of the game and everything. It's like, yeah, no, I can see why he would.
I
get
can see
that.
where he's going, but yeah, I didn't also expect like President Strand
God, everyone's names are the worst,
and
man.
not cities.
Everyone's
What,
names
you-
are so bad.
You don't like your sister fucking
That's a relief.
What
God,
the fuck, Samantha America Strand?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, at the
But it's like that's not her name.
there with him. The guy
They're like
who-
this will be your name.
I know I said that I didn't.
It's like so what is she? Maybe there's something. It's like, but his name is Sam, and she's gonna be Samantha.
Yeah. Why come up with different names for your kids when you could both just name them the same thing?
And
Also, I
why
mean, it
is
makes
his name
sense.
Bridges?
It makes sense that Sam would be the
Why
one
is
to
his
bring
name
America
Bridges?
back.
No, but why is his name Sam Porter Bridges?
His name isn't Sam Porter Bridges. Isn't it just Sam Bridges?
No, his middle name
Well,
is
it's Sam Porter Bridges because
Fuck
Porter
off.
is his job, and then Bridges is the
'Cause that-
company he
yeah.
works
That
for.
really, that's like Joe Janitor Plumbing. Like what the fuck?
Yes. No, it's like Joe Janitor Drano.
Like fuck.
It's name, occupation, company.
It's the dumbest names he's ever come up with,
But-
and this is a
Oh, it's
man who made,
terrible.
who made
Hot
the
Cult
Fusion-
Man.
But his
It'd be
name
Hot
has
Cult
to
Man.
his name has to be Sam because
but
he's the father of the new America.
Yes, he's Uncle Sam.
Yeah,
He's Uncle Sam going around collecting taxes in the form of fucking materials to build roads.
Yeah.
You are a tax man in this fucking game.
you pay your materials.
You are the
to
tax
build
man.
the national infrastructure.
Yeah, 100%.
Taxes rebuild
You're
the
just,
highway
you're
system.
just, this game is just like it's fucking.
Without your taxes, these highways will never be built.
Yeah, we need. Hey, you gotta pay
And
your
America
percentage.
will stay separated.
You have. Hey, and look, and you have more metal, so I'm gonna take more from you because it'll fucking this road will give.
It's proportional
It is. I take way more from people that have way more fucking materials. Let me tell you
because
that.
they have
much.
more to give. They won't feel it as much.
Exactly.
I just take everything
And then you
for
go
road material.
go and you put that into building new highways and also maintenance. You go fill in the potholes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this Timefall fucked up this road. I gotta go rebuild this road. Somebody's
And
gotta
sometimes-
maintain this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. I think
Here,
I'm
here's my
good now,
piss.
I hope.
How does the
Take my
world even
piss.
fucking still exist when Timefall is a thing?
God, wouldn't that
It
be
barely
Like
doesn't.
rain
It
just
barely
accelerates
doesn't.
time? Like, no, come on, everything would be dead. That's insane.
Everything seems to be dead, basically, besides like the little like fucking shelter that they hide in that they built material that is immune to timefall. What the fuck is Dooms?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I-
Fuck.
They just keep saying, "Oh,
I'm not even gonna talk.
It's just all caps Dooms, and I'm like, what does
Yeah.
that mean? And you go through the interviews and like fucking like there's no explanation for what Dooms is.
There's
There's
explanations
no
for so much. They
There's no
explain
entry.
so much.
As to
so
what
many emails and so many
Dooms. There's so
fucking
much shit.
encyclopedia entries.
I know
But
so much about
it's like
fucking
one of the first things they drop on you.
Corellium. I know so much about that shit.
I just
I do
love
not
it
know
because they
goddamn thing
drop
about Dooms.
Dooms on you in like the first cutscene.
yeah."
It's like one of the first things Fragile says to Sam is like, "Oh, hey, you got Dooms." Then it's like,
And-
okay, but what's
and then-
Dooms?
And on top of that, she's an extinction entity or something. She's an extinction. She has the extinction factor. No fucking idea what that actually means. Like, what's this? Fucking Higgs.
It's okay,
referring-
give it another 65 hours.
No. Oh wait, no. Like, I don't know if I'll ever learn what the fuck Dooms is, but still, like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that.
It is
front,
the most.
But, I think it's really funny how deep some of the explanations are buried for things that should be explained right up front.
Yeah, Dooms is one. BTs. I don't think they've said that they're beach things, but I know that's what it stands for.
I thought it was bridge
Right?
things.
Bridge things?
The fact that neither of you is sure is fantastic.
Fuck. Like this is the hardest. This is pure like uncut cocaine Kojima.
Yeah, no, this is the rawest Kojima.
This is the rawest it's ever been.
This is unprocessed.
It's completely unprocessed.
Like,
I kind of
unprocessed and like hyper well funded.
Like there's parts that I'm like, holy Jesus Christ, but the parts of it that I'm like, oh, we're having a 20-minute cutscene. Ah, this feels like the good old days.
Threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness.
But how many of those 20-minute cutscenes do you actually understand?
The champion
0.
breathes a little easier.
I feel like in some
Well-
ways the game is actually better at laying things out than a lot of Kojima's past stuff has been. Like, that was the thing. I think this game is more coherent than I expected it to be.
To this.
I can see
I
that.
understand it more
sets
than I
up-
thought I
It sets up
would.
the idea that like space-time is fucked up.
Yeah, time is convoluted in America.
Yeah, time is convoluted in America, and
I realized there's actually one. I lied of 0 cutscenes that I understood. Because there's the one that's super obvious where fucking Higgs gives you the nuke, and it's just the most obvious thing.
it's so ridiculous.
The thing
I saw
where
it like, oh, hi,
he's
Troy
in
Baker.
disguise.
Yeah, his disguise is
The
just
nuke that he 3D printed.
yeah.
Because you can 3D print nukes in this world.
Is
By
that
the way, there's a
just
whole
checking that is
Yes.
the one that whenever you get it, the game literally just says thermonuclear device.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It gives you a timer. You have to throw it in a fucking oil pond.
And it literally says like, "Hey, thermonuclear devices will blow up when you get to this city."
Yes.
It's like, wait, what?
If you step away from it, I think a certain distance, it blows up.
Yes.
Like you drop it and it falls away from you, it blows up.
Sir posted a really funny video on Twitter of him holding the nuke and then just chucking it at one of the mules.
Fuck. But yeah, so that's the thing. It's like 3D printing got so good that you could 3D print nukes, and it says that like fuck firearms and everyone having their firearm. Everyone had their own nuke. Every person had their own nuke in America, and so they just had a nuke on them at all times. You better not fuck with them because they got a nuke. Like you want to ban the AR-15? Fuck that. Here's a nuke.
God. I mean, hey, wouldn't that prevent conflict though? Why would you go start a fight with someone if you knew they could nuke you?
It's the ultimate deterrent.
And then the Death Stranding, I guess, which they haven't even what the Death Stranding is.
The
It's
fact that it is referred to as the Death Stranding in universe, I think, kills me a little inside every time I hear
well,
it.
to me, like, it's a real thing. Death Strandings are real things. Not
you
to the
mean the beach strandings of like
yeah, where like because it's just like you find a whale on a beach and it dies. That is a Death Stranding.
is that what it's called?
Well, because if it lives, it's a live stranding.
You're making up words.
No,
You're just making up words.
no, I'm
These
not. It's a real thing.
The switch
Whatever.
just flipped
The
in Rob's
hilarious
head, where he's
part-
now waiting for the term "live stranding" to be dropped somewhere in the game.
The part
Because they talk about it. They talk about it being a real thing.
This act of creation
But then why wouldn't they just come up with a new name for the event that doesn't resemble that real thing at all?
Effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that
Eh.
stretch into infinity. The more fundamental.
I mean, I still don't quite understand what the fuck the beach is either, but I feel like that's gonna get more clear maybe as I go on.
Or
I
less
don't know
clear.
either way, or less clear. Fuck it, let's go less clear.
There's always
Get
a
less
chance
clear.
for things to become unexplained.
Yes, it will be explained and go, no, that explanation was bullshit.
And go with the flow.
How about the girl that's named Fragile before she becomes fragile?
But Rob, she's not that fragile.
Right, she don't break that easy. That scene was really good. I
It was
like that
really
scene.
uncomfortable. 'Cause it was not
But,
not a fan of Troy Baker licking people.
So it's like
Oh, he's
really
gonna
well
keep licking
acted,
people.
and just the scenario. because it's like you know what? At least the setup that he's created for the fucking world, they use it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole timefall shit is like an active thing, and it's used really well.
Mhm.
It also explains why the geography of the place is fucking nonsense, and like looks primordial in a way. Like it looks like fucking Iceland or something. It doesn't look like America.
Yeah, no.
The geography is not America.
And where do these mountains come from?
I mean, I live in the mountains, but not that kind of mountain.
Yeah, go find your house in Death Stranding. see
I
what it looks
kind of
like.
tried,
You
not
prepper.
gonna lie. Because I think there's totally someone who's into the vague Tennessee area. I forget who it is, though. It might be Jordan Vogt Roberts, I think, is vaguely into Tennessee.
Oh, the film director.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that would kind of line up with that spot of the map.
And, yeah, Tennessee doesn't look like that, for the record.
No, it doesn't look like this. Like it doesn't look like Mars.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's also like a cool, like to have this diverse, like crazy nonsense geography.
I do appreciate that Lake Knot City is totally just Minneapolis, though.
Okay, yeah.
This is what
And
you look
also, what I was gonna say is,
I bet it does. I'm not just
the fucking so when the Death Stranding happens, like the first thing that happens is like void outs, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the like in like around Lake Knot City, or what is now like the central of the country is like where it first happens. Like
Yeah.
those giant lakes. That's what
Mhm.
caused. That's why those lakes are there from the void outs.
Yes.
They kept telling all these stories about you.
But no one realized what the fuck it was, and they thought it was like, oh, it's just some nukes going off.
Seriously.
Like that's what they were like. Oh, people didn't quite realize what was going on. They just thought some nuke went off again.
Crazy Alan Wake
It's like,
came true.
What the fuck is happening in this
Well,
world?
Here I am.
Like, imagine it from an in-universe perspective.
Yeah, no,
of,
yeah,
like,
everyone has their own nuke. It's like, oh,
people die, and then there's giant explosions, like, immediately. And it's like, wait, what is going on? Why did the middle of the country just explode? Why do explosions keep happening everywhere for seemingly no reason? And it's like, I guess we're getting bombed, probably?
And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self.
It's not. It's not.
whole-
It's
so...
not perfect. It's very not
It's so
perfect.
weird.
It's so
it's such
weird.
a
and
weird
fascinating.
universe, weird world he's built
Yes.
for this.
Totally. It's strange. It's fascinating. It's
I know
perfect.
you.
It's bizarre and like stupid in some ways.
I know
But like I'm
Oh,
really
it's
enjoying
ridiculous,
it.
but
And
like,
I'm so interested to see where the fuck it goes, and I can't wait to see more Mads Mikkelsen.
oh, he's so
mainly,
good.
Like I
You
need
guys
to
have
see.
both. Well,
what the
okay, I
fuck-
don't want to say anything.
We did we've both done the first.
We did the first thing
Yeah.
apparently.
The
Like,
first Mads Mikkelsen bit.
yes.
Thing, yeah, where he actually interacts, because otherwise it's just like,
Because there's all the flashbacks you get whenever you hook into
Yeah.
the beam.
Yeah.
yeah,
Both,
I
both
which-
saw the storm.
yes, we went into the storm and we went through World War One.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I was trying to avoid saying, but what I was trying to get to.
I went to
Was-
World War One.
Man, how fucking like that's the thing. No matter how
And it's-
weird and like nonsensical everything is, how fucking cool is that shot of him like
With the barbed
standing up
wire
off the
spider
barbed wire
webs.
spider web?
Every fucking thing with him in that bit is amazing.
It's so
Holy
fucking cool.
shit! It's just like he shows up and he just like smokes a cigarette, like he just
He
materializes
conjures a
he
cigarette.
Yeah.
and conjures an assault rifle, and he's in like modern military gear, but everyone else is in like World War One military
He's just
gear.
combat veteran.
And it's combat veteran Mads Mikkelsen. It's like it's him from the flashbacks, but he doesn't know where the fuck he is. It's like I have so many questions after having that moment, and I'm so fucking interested in seeing where that goes.
yeah.
And Mads Mikkelsen's character in general, like he is one of the kind of the main thing that I'm like, what is up with you, dude? Because like you are the most fascinating part of this whole thing. And the baby,
Oh,
the baby
God.
is his. Like that's his baby. That's his son, or I don't know what
That's his
gender.
BB.
It's his BB, right? But like, and they're like, there's a bit at the end where they're fighting over the babies. There's like two grown men fighting over a baby. It's like this is fucking amazing.
Has anyone photoshopped that one terrible Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns picture?
Oh,
Oh man.
I can already see
Been
this.
playing tug of war with the belt.
Yeah, but then instead of a belt, it's just a BB. Because if not, I know what I'm doing after this stream is over.
Flex those Photoshop muscles.
I've been doing more Photoshop stuff lately for like no really good reason.
What was that terrible Photoshop idea I had yesterday? God, I can't remember
I
anymore.
don't remember.
Yeah.
The crazy thing too, but the bit where you the one bit is like the game is so not that,
And then all of a sudden, it's
Like-
that.
because the game is very much like the anti of that.
And
For-
I think the interesting thing is how well it
30
makes.
hours. It could be like 30 hours, I think, when I hit that, maybe even more, like 35 or something like that. Like it was like I was deep into the game, and like pretty much the only combat I had was of trying to avoid him and using a bola gun to fucking knock him out, and just like non-lethal and avoided that. And then you get into that scenario, and it's like it's a third-person shooter. It's a straight-up third-person shooter.
And it like seems to transition pretty well into that. For a
Totally.
game that is made to not be that, when it does turn into that, it still is good.
It is.
Whoa.
It's weird.
Like, you would almost expect the third-person shooting part to be bad because that is not what it is made, not what the game
No.
is.
No.
But when it does
exactly.
turn into that, it's like, oh no, this still handles really well.
It handles really well. And there's like it's like a Metal Gear boss fight. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking great because it's like a whole mechanic of like following his footsteps and finding where he is, and then defeating his little goons, his fucking skeleton crew,
His bone soldiers.
his bone soldiers. I'm like, I'm just so happy. I never thought in my life I'd have a boss fight against Mads Mikkelsen, and yeah. Yeah, that part was fucking bananas.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years.
And
to
he
be
has the
allowed to
same
go
scar.
past
Like
the
fuck.
turn
Like there's
on
so
the
many
road.
questions.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible
He has the same sort of
accidents would
scar
drain
like
your
Willowy
enthusiasm a
parts that
little.
Norman Reedus
Maybe you've
has.
never
And
met hardcore
Oh right, the
physicists.
fucking
the
cross.
the cross scar, but no idea what the fuck that means
Yes,
at this
it's
point.
completed.
Finally.
Mpreg.
If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't
Yeah,
think it
like,
means anything.
The whole cast of that
Everything
game is pretty
goes
fucking
well,
great.
you just keep going.
Totally.
I don't show up here like this again. No more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this
Yeah,
is
I really like
at least
getting
my
as you
philosophical
progress through the
episode is
story and you
mine.
like go inside the like rest in the shelters, and then when you come back out, you hook up to the BB, and sometimes you get those memories of the BB.
I wish there were
I just-
more, because like at
I
one
got-
point
yeah.
they've just started looping,
repeated.
and it's just like
Yeah,
ah.
that kind of that's kind of a bummer that it just repeats. It should I feel like it shouldn't
I
repeat
can see you're
that you
very
just
enthusiastic
not do
about
anything.
this.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate a
Because it kind of
bit
feels like it's
discretion.
lame if it starts repeating shit. Like I start seeing the same
Suggesting
memory
we
over.
should
I saw the Christmas one
No,
twice, and
you
I'm
can do
totally
what you
fine with
like.
that. But
That
you know.
one's fine, but like I've seen
Yeah.
the one of him holding the book up to the BB and being like,
Right,
"That
yeah, I've
used
seen
to
that, like,
be
3
one
times."
big continent,"
Let
and
me
it's
be
like
blunt.
Yeah,
If you drag me
fucking
into this,
5
I'll deny everything.
times.
I'll lie like my life depended
Like,
on it.
let's make the
And
world
writers
whole
are
again.
damn good liars. Word of advice.
So it's just the same
this
theme.
is
It's just Metal
things
Gear
man
again.
was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
But yeah, getting like little details of that backstory and seeing the Mads
In a
Mikkelsen
strange
shit is
way,
really
he feels at ease.
well.
He is
I don't know,
armed
well
with his own
done. Like
words,
I like
and when the time
that
comes,
carrot.
they will be enough, or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
I don't feel starved for story like I did in MGS5.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better about that.
Like the pacing, like you can kind of control the pacing as much as you want. Like if you want to ham on fucking side deliveries and
Once more,
building
Road building.
infrastructure, fucking do it. But you can also, if you go through the story, you're gonna get a pretty good
arming
pace of
oneself with a few
getting
sentences
story.
Which I did up until the point where I was like,
self.
there is one road in chapter 5 that is so long, and I was just like, I don't want to. I just want to see I want to see more weird shit.
Yeah,
Give me the weird
I know.
shit.
I'm torn because I like both of them a lot. But I'm probably gonna, as I keep going, I'm getting tilted more towards just seeing them and shit because I'm like I can't fucking spend the time to get all these resources. Actually, it's not really so much time. It's just like just raid a mule camp and you get tons of shit.
I don't know. My thing has just been
ton of medals.
I do a bunch of side quests and get up to 5 stars with people, and they
Yeah.
get so much materials from that.
You get a lot from that, but if you want like a quick and easy way to get materials is just raid a mule camp.
Yeah.
Just
But on the other hand, raiding mule camps
in there.
doesn't mean I can say that I'm 5-star friends with Edgar Wright.
yeah.
Also, like
I thought that was Edgar Wright, but it's weird because he's not voiced by Edgar Wright.
Right.
So I was like, is that Edgar Wright? But it's not that voice. So like,
the only person who's voiced by themselves is Conan O'Brien.
yeah.
Because there's like there's Edgar Wright, there's Junji Ito's in that.
Yeah. Is he the engineer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Craftsman is the
Fucking
Herman
the
Hulst.
Herman Hulst.
Yeah. Film director is Jordan Vogt Roberts. The weather guy is apparently like a fashion designer that Hideo Kojima knows.
So after all this, is Kojima finally just gonna make a movie?
Supposedly, yes.
He's got all these fucking Hollywood connections. Just make a fucking movie already.
Sam Lake is there.
I'm trying to. I don't know how he could make a movie.
It'd be
That
four.
means he has to
Has
tell
to
a
make
story.
it like
It'd be
That
4
means he has to
hours
tell a
long.
story in
Hours
less than
long.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't know that the man can do it.
He's the anti-David Cage. David Cage can tell decent-ish stories in like 10 minutes, and then once he goes long, it's like, what are you doing? And then Hideo Kojima is the opposite of that.
he needs all the time and money in the world, but he will make you something fucking bizarre and compelling.
Pretty much.
I mean, all that said, I would still trade Death Stranding for Silent Hills in a heartbeat.
But Norman Reedus wouldn't. Norman Reedus said Death Stranding was so much better than Silent Hills.
Well, of course it was. He probably wasn't going to get advertisements for his show in Silent Hills.
Like, you don't know that.
I don't.
The advertisements in Silent Hill would probably make more sense.
But we were downing Monster Energy while trying to fight off Pyramid Head.
Yeah,
No.
health drinks have been replaced by Monster.
With on the TV is Ride with Norman Reedus.
And instead of Silent Hill health drinks, it's just like Monster branded health drinks. And then Monster could make actual health drinks that they force you to buy in the real life.
Would you drink a Monster branded Silent Hill tie-in drink?
I would try one.
I mean, I've considered buying Monster. And then said, what the fuck am I doing?
I mean, I had them before when somebody like donated them for free to the store.
I hate
It was just like, hey, anybody want these
I've
fucking
had-
monsters? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try one. And then it felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, so I didn't take any more.
I don't like energy drinks because to me they all kind of taste like snot.
Piss?
It was like pink lemonade flavored Monster, and I remember it
Okay.
tasting all right.
I just had
I've
like
had-
a regular NOS for that first year I did Extra
Oh.
Life, and like it had the consistency and taste of snot, and I was like, what?
I think I've had energy drinks like twice in my life, and both times I was like, no, I don't like this. It's like, it has like a metallic fucking taste to it.
Yeah.
It takes on the taste of the can, and I did not like it. If I need energy, I drink a coffee.
This is probably a thing I should mute because this seems like a song, but I don't know what it is.
It's probably just Poets to Fall, you're fine.
Well, I couldn't play War, but I could play the Poet and the Muse
Oh,
and the
the
other
Gods of
one.
Asgard.
Yeah. And this-
Luckily, on Control, it's much easier to tell what you can and cannot play
yes, because
music-wise.
there's just a fucking room that's like, this is the licensed music room.
This is the Poets of the Fall room. Welcome. This is the room where our organization has contained the Poets of the Fall.
Okay. Don't throw trucks at me, you dick. Ow.
Man, when is all of the Control DLC supposed to hit?
Early next year, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember. I need to find that roadmap JPEG.
And the AWE is DLC 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one's more about the oldest house, apparently.
Foundation.
Yeah.
When the dark man's eyes suddenly locked.
Which,
in
to be
his
fair, I'm
soul,
also totally down for that.
he
The
flushed
oldest
out.
house is radical as
They
fuck.
ignited
This is
a
true.
black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror. But the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic
Creepy.
in it. Pay attention, he said. Business first. His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
But yeah, the AWE stuff is, I think, like, supposed to be May or June.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a
That's gonna be
difference?
really
So, like,
interesting.
I'm just like-
Yeah, it is.
I have no idea what the fuck that is gonna be, and it's gonna be exciting.
I mean, I saw that image.
I mean, I have a general idea of what it's gonna be, but I mean, like, the fuck is gonna happen?
There's more
It's a
to
great
fighting and taking
question.
than just burning away the darkness that protects
How
them.
much do you bet it
When I'm
opens
fighting
up
for my
with a
life,
typewriter?
I find myself slipping
Like,
into a state of
I
intense
would put
That is a
money
strong
on that.
possibility.
Yeah.
So more powerful and focused. I used to think it
And
was
it's
just my
Sam Lake.
imagination. Something
I mean,
drawn
Did you
by
see?
Have you
the
seen
images.
the
picture
image?
for the AWE expansion?
I've been
No.
touched by powers that
Hold
I
on.
can't begin to truly comprehend. And
So
the
there's
weight
two
of my
DLCs. One is like the Foundation, based on the basis of the oldest house, and the second one is called the AWE.
Right.
And these are the two images for those two expansions.
I've been busy. I operate in the shadows. Always literally, you understand?
Okay.
I'm a little more resilient
Yeah.
than those I've
Uh huh.
seen,
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
but I
That
do my best
AWE.
work in the day.
Uh huh.
The Altered World event.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it means?
That's what it means.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. That's what
Oh,
AWE
okay.
stands for,
Well,
Rob. What else could it? What else could it possibly stand for?
You know what? Right now, totally at a loss. Looking at this
Yeah.
image,
Yeah, I don't.
just-
I'm not
just
getting
zoom
anything.
in real close right here. Let me just. Yeah, that's Alan Wake. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
that's just Alan Wake. Is that not just the cover of the fucking game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
a
that not
little
just the
bit.
cover of the?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Man, really excited for Controls DLC.
yeah.
Rob, you should play
It's
Control.
gonna be the ending. It's just gonna be like wrapping up the Alan Wake story.
Maybe.
All they need is someone to
Man, I got no fucking clue. Like either that or maybe setting up another Alan Wake. I don't fucking know, but it's gonna be exciting one way or the other.
Fuck. Okay.
I mean, at this point, I think all of the games except Max Payne take place in the same universe, and even then,
Yeah.
you could probably say Max Payne takes place in the same universe. I don't know.
I assume Max Payne is fiction in the universe.
Yeah, because it's Alex Casey. It's the
Yeah.
books Alan Wake is writing, but
get a bit of quality time with Alice.
well, I'm not gonna say anything because there's that one.
Yeah.
There's that one bit in Control TFB.
Yeah,
Well, don't say anything.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say. Yeah,
Don't
no,
say
just you
anything.
should play Control at some point.
Dude, I will play Control. I'm glad it's good because
It's
Quantum
very
Break was a
good.
very big disappointment.
Yeah, no, like
We'll get
Control
there.
is fantastic.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so because I was cautiously up. I kept like my hype down for Control before
get that.
because I was like, I
Oh,
You've been
shit,
burned.
shit. Go
I
away.
love Alan Wake, but Quantum Break was kind of, yeah. And the fact the control is great.
All right. Let's enter this projector building.
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
It was late summer. It was super late at night. Whoops, shit. I hit the button too many times. Film noir poster. Lamp on fire extinguisher. And then we put Alice's film in the projector. How do I movie project? There we go.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you...
Yeah, I think Disco Elysium is the last thing I really want to. Well, that and Control. Control less so because like I already know how that ends and everything. I've seen that game, so I want to finish Disco Elysium before the year ends. But it's kind of the last thing I feel that like need to finish before the Game of the Year discussions.
All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for.
Daemon X Machina is all right, but I'm just not like it's not Game of the Year material. That's for sure. It's Armored Core with way more anime.
Yeah.
Literally, it's got Eureka 7 and
Yeah.
and the Code Geass.
Mm-hmm.
Control's one I want to get around to, since it's free on Game Pass.
Outer Worlds is very good.
I want to play Outer Worlds. Don't know if that's gonna happen by the time we have a discussion, but
I
yeah,
kind
I'm
of
on the opposite end of the spectrum from TFP on Outer Worlds, and that I played it and was like, I don't like this game. I just found it.
But also,
really,
Make Me Mad doesn't like Fallout, so
Exactly. Like, that's the thing, is like, I shouldn't have even bought Outer Worlds because everyone was like, oh yeah, it's like Fallout. And I was like, I have not liked a Fallout game in a very long time. It's like, I shouldn't have bought it. It was on me. Because I should have been able to predict immediately that I was not going to like that game that much.
Two lovers, held apart for far
Like,
too
again, I've never finished Fallout New Vegas because I get bored a couple of hours into it every time.
damn.
Yeah, so Outer
I've played through
Worlds
Fallout
has
New
been
Vegas, like-
compared most often to something like New Vegas.
Yeah, I've played New Vegas like 2.5 times. Fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Most
Yeah.
people love that game. I am just
I love that game.
off put by it every time, so.
or a glimpse of what is to come. One thing is certain.
I love the vibe of that game.
This
Yeah.
scene
no,
takes place
Vegas.
in another time and another place, far, far away.
Night Springs.
Night Springs.
All right, that's Alan Wake's American Nightmare.
Yeah. Good shit.
For like a fucking $10 or $15 downloadable thing, it is really good.
Yeah.
I also still want to point out that I've met one of the writers of this game.
Oh.
Yeah. I met Miko Radulati. I met the not Sam Lake writer. The music is playing, so I've muted it. I have to assume this is a licensed music, but I don't know what it is. It is not Space Oddity, so I mean, like, who cares? Wait, additional credits of the Deer Story Matthew Peretta? What? Man's name is John Donglemans. That man's name is I dyslexiaed that man's name, and I thought his name was Tiny Gun Suzuki. I was about to say that is the coolest name anyone ever has had in the video game credits.
They call me Tiny Gun Suzuki.
Okay, this is apparently an Ed Harcourt song. I don't know who that is. That man's name is Vladimir Tutsi.
Vlad.
Dearest of all my friends.
Also, apparently the Deer Story TFP is an Easter egg in the American Nightmare,
Huh.
where Matthew Peretta recounts a true story about a deer over a payphone. So there you go.
There was the thing where I could interact with the payphone. I just didn't do it. Apparently, I should have done it.
Fool.
I know.
Well, you can listen to that when the stream is done. It's pretty good. It's also kind of terrifying.
Oh, Victim 3, Miko Radulati. Alan's Wake American Nightmare powered by Havoc Physics.
So was every other game of that era.
Yep. Then, well, I mean, I guess now that's true. Maybe. It just took, almost a decade for Alan Wake's journey through the night to continue.
No. Al?
Hey, Barry. Alright. That'll do it for Alan Wake's American Nightmare. It's
Good game.
It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good game.
Gonna take a day or two, because well, I think probably next stream will be not the next Remedy game. I think I know what I'm gonna stream in between this and Quantum Break.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it is gonna be PS Plus free, so look forward to that. Not everybody.
Oh yeah, makes sense.